Hello and welcome. In this tutorial, we'll be discussing about 9-slice sprite in Unity. The 9-slice sprite allows us to scale or tile a sprite in different ways and yet keep the sprite in proportion. So as an example, we have this sprite here that is sliced into 9 parts and they are marked by letters A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H and I. So when you use the 9-slice, what happens is the 4 corners A, C, G and I do not change in size. The sides B and H will stretch or tile horizontally, the sides D and F will stretch or tile vertically, and the section E, that is the middle section, will stretch or tile both horizontally and vertically. So let's look at that in action. So I have downloaded a sprite. I'll import this sprite into Unity. Now in order to use the 9-slice sprite, we need to change the mesh type of the sprite. The mesh type is currently set to type. We have to change it to full rect and click on apply. Now open this image in Sprite Editor. So this is the Sprite Editor screen. You have to use these green lines. If I can zoom it up, there are green lines with dots here. You'll have to use these green lines and convert this into a 3x3 grid. So here it goes from the top, from the left, from the right, and from the bottom. So if you look at it closely, it has been converted into a 3x3 grid. Click on apply and exit. I'll drag and drop this sprite onto the scene. I have to change the draw mode property of the sprite. Currently it's set to simple. If you keep it to simple and use the 9-slice editor, you will see that it does not work properly. So you have to set it to either sliced or tiled. Only then the 9-slice sprite will work. So first I'll set it to sliced and I'll resize this image. Here you can see that all the 4 sides, the corners, remain same or they do not change in size. The top and the bottom side, they scale or tile horizontally. And the center portion also scales itself properly. Now the next draw mode property is the tiled. If we set the draw mode to tiled, the middle part will repeat itself. Now you can choose between continuous and adaptive tiling mode. When set to continuous, the middle part will resize freely. And when we set the tiling mode to adaptive, then the repeating sections will repeat only when the sprite reaches its stretch value. You can adjust the stretch value from between 0 and 1. If I set it to 1, the sections will repeat when the sprite is stretched to twice its original size. If you don't want that to happen, you can set it to 0. Then you will see that you won't have to stretch as much in order to repeat the repeating section. So it's best kept at 0.5. And one last thing, when using the 9-slice sprite editor, you don't want to manually resize the colliders attached to it. So for example, if I add a box collider 2D component to it, you'll see a green line that has come on its 4 sides. Now when I resize it, you will see the collider is not changing in size. So if you don't want this behavior or you want that the collider also changes itself according to the resizing, then what you can do is you can set or you can check the auto tiling property of the box collider 2D. When the auto tiling property is checked, you don't have to worry about the collider that is attached to this sprite. It will automatically resize itself when you scale the image. So here you can see that the collider also resizes itself along with the image. So I hope you understood about the 9-slice sprite in Unity.